But like, I honestly do think that he has a worse senioritis than any other senior here. But besides his laziness, when he is here, he always manages to make me and everyone around us laugh. And it's always a good thing to have someone happy and making you laugh. And without him in any of my classes, I probably wouldn't show up to school either. And the best thing about him, and this may sound really bad, but is that he is super immature. And it's not a bad quality, because I think everyone needs to act immature, and he knows when to act immature and mature, like always at the right times. And not only is he really funny and hilarious, he's actually really smart. He always helps me whenever I don't understand something in physics, or whenever I'm not here, he gives me all the notes he took and makes sure that I fully understand the subject. And I really do thank you. And Tyson, I hope you have an awesome time in college. And here's a tip. You probably don't want to show up later, actually. Show up. But I will definitely miss you, and I'm sure everybody else will too. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to introduce my good friend, Tyson Lamm.
I just want to begin with how glad I am to have the opportunity to speak in front of all of you today. I know that these senior speeches are long and have become tiresome, but they all have aspects that are very beneficial to especially the underclassmen. To be completely honest, I myself am getting kind of sick of hearing the same speech over and over again. So in lieu of a more generic senior speech, I prepared an oddball. I have 3 stories to share with you. One of my own, one about my mom, and one about my sister. I'm going to start with my story. It's a story that I never wanted anyone to know about me. However, since I'm only here for a short period of time, I don't really care anymore. So pay attention, the background information is crucial. I was driving home from my friend's house, and he lives near Cheryl's Ford, and you have to understand that I live all the way in Uptown. So to get back to 77 South, you're on some back roads for about 20 minutes. These back roads have nothing on them except homes and random neighborhoods. I've just left his house and been driving for about 10 minutes. I then begin to get this real sharp pain in my stomach. I soon realized that I have to poop. And I have pooped really, really bad. But there are no gas stations or grocery stores on this road. I then begin to freak out. I try to focus just on the road, but in the corner of my eye, I see what appears to be a rundown gas station. I immediately pull in and pull for the door. It is locked. I then go to plan B, which is look for a place outside that cannot be seen from the road. But when I go around the corner of the building, there is nothing but these lovely trailer homes all around. I then stand there silent for a moment and realize I am pooping. And I don't mean like a little bit of poop, it's like a damn just poop. All the water. My second story is about my mom. In 2005, my family moved from Prior Lake, Minnesota to Kennesaw, Georgia. The change was from the north to the south was monumental. People spoke differently, acted differently, and seemed to be a little mentally behind. No offense, it's just an observation. We moved because my mother quit her job working for Target and landed a new job working for Home Depot's branch called Expo. Expo was a very high-end interior and exterior perfume company. Within the first 2 months working for them, she was promoted to the VP of Operations. loved her job and gave us a great life. The only problem was that her career stalled her entirely. She found herself in a crossroad because my father and her were having marital issues. Eventually, my parents got divorced. Not all fault on either parties, but nonetheless, the marriage ended. Soon after my mother and father got divorced, her company that she spent so much time on and loved shut down with the housing crash. What did she have now? She had a beautiful 7-bedroom home that was emotionally empty. I remember watching her, worrying about my mother more than myself. I didn't know what I could do, but what surprised me the most was her ability to change and to grow. My mother took the summer off, a huge deal for a German woman, and went to Mexico with her best friends, myself, and my sister. I remember one night we went out to eat at this local Mexican dive restaurant, and I looked at her. She was absolutely beautiful in every way. I admired her more than anyone else in the world. She overcame things that would make most people run away and hide, but she did it. She stuck with us and did her job. She was a mom, and they never quit. She may have thought at the time she was a failure, but in my eyes, she was the strongest person imaginable. You have taught Caitlin and I things for us to succeed, and I can't thank you enough for that. My last story is about my sister Caitlin. You have to understand about something my sister. She does everything her own way, and strangely enough, she always comes out ahead. I remember this one time, her and I took my parents' car and went to the bank. She did not have a license at the time, but we were driving my parents' huge Navigator SUV. We listened to a band of horses and had the windows down. She said to me that the song was so monumental that it needs air. I didn't understand that at the time, but I do now. She has always been my partner in crime, and everything you do, I look up to you for. You are very strong, just like mom. It must be something in the blood that made the women of my family so strong and independent. It's intimidating, a little scary at times, but so admirable. You have taught me to enjoy life and how to have fun, not to mention the best days. I will always have your back and dream of the day I see you with your family. It brings me to tears sometimes because I know you're the best mom and those kids will love you. I can't wait to spoil them and tell them about all the parties you threw with mom and dad. Not to mention how I had to talk to the cops that one time. It still makes me laugh. All of you here today have a choice to either be a good person or a bad one, to be tolerant of people who are different, and to be open to change. The world is changing, and we have to evolve with it. I imagine a world that allows me to marry in any state, to run a company, and to have a family that I desire so much one day. But none of this will come into fruition if we make the same mistakes for older generations. It's time to learn and take a step back and finally realize we are all equal and the same. Wars need to end, hatred needs to end, think of a world in which we can all get along. It would be beautiful. It's a thought that most of us don't think about, but just imagine it right now. I love that at Davidson Day we have diversity and people who are both tolerant and accepting. People like Nisha Patel, a girl that is gorgeous and Indian and totally smart. Chen Chen, who is stereotypically genius, and perhaps just not a good driver. But the point I'm trying to make is we all have the choice to be good people and to find love in one another. My one piece of advice for everybody is that you should give everyone a chance and you will be a happier, better person for it. Thank you to all my teachers who I've had in the past and this year. You prepared all of us for the future. Thank you, Dad, Buffy, Max, Gray, for making my life a better one. When I look back on high school, I will not be filled with content, but I will smile and be thankful that such good people surrounded me. And I want to thank all of you so much for that. It's been a damn good ride. Thank you.